So I'm part of the legal clinic, yes. It's a module that we have in school. But part of our general legal clinic, we have sexual orientation and gender identity clinic that is catered specifically for people of different sexual orientations. Yes, and I've dealt particularly with gender marker cases. With the planning, we have the UBLS, is a law society, where we plan different events to engage law students. So we did realize that we need some form of sensitization or awareness to go out there in terms of issues relating to the LGBTQI community. So yes, I did make part of the planning. We planned the teams. We just sent out letters, invitations to interested parties to come and meet. Yes. Sometimes, so we usually have interviews. Like each law student can interview anyone who comes into the legal clinic, and I met one individual who was struggling with, well, gender. He wanted to do a gender marker case, right? So it's someone I knew like from primary school, and I did realize that this is real, right? So it became a thing of I'm more aware, I'm learning of these gender marker cases. Sometimes seems bizarre to see things in your country because you see them in Western countries because they're more on social media. So to see it from a reality perspective, it was eye-opening for me. So I became more interested in learning because at the same time I was also doing human rights. So it would help me with my what I write in my human rights test, just my overview of the whole holistic approach to LGBTQI plus rights. Yes. Just to set that record straight, okay, we did the moot, we did the legal clinic, but we also had a seminar on inclusivity rights where we dealt with, as a legal department, the law department, our students were invited just to broaden up the scope of what is happening in our country, legislature-wise, with regards to LGBTQI rights, right? So we dealt with how soft law instruments like the Yogyakarta principles could help us in advocating for the LGBTQI plus community. We dealt with gender marker cases, just the holistic cases that we've had in our country. But in terms of how it would help me in my career as a legal practitioner, for me, I'm passionate in corporate and commercial law. I aspire to be an in-house attorney for a big corporation, and I personally wouldn't want to see someone from the community being discriminated against or being given a side eye when they want to change their identity, however they consider it, right? So it's broadened my scope. I'm more aware of these things and I know when and how to react, because we have this thing of just calling everyone ladies and gentlemen, but it's not the proper way because we're excluding some people who are not conforming to ladies and gentlemen, you see. So it's a thing that I'm going to incorporate in my work ethic and my what I do at work, because I realize getting into corporate, the spaces are very toxic sometimes. So you find that we avoid or we are ignorant in these issues. So I think my part is just to play the part of teaching other people in corporates. You find that there's a CEO that has been there for over 15 years. We're just waiting for him to retire or die. And he's also homophobic or transphobic or whatever. So my part as someone who's very young and who's learned these things, is to just bring them to the table and say, we can do this and we can do better. Yes. All right. So far, our latest improvement was decriminalizing same-sex relationships. Um, there's a little bit of vagueness there because we're saying same-sex relationships, but we realize that there are other sexual orientations that should be involved. I think also issues of adoption, because okay, we're allowing same-sex relationships. You have a man and a man being in a relationship. You have a woman and a woman being in a relationship. But when they want to adopt or to get married, or when either party dies, what happens to their estates? So it's an issue of um, amending or fixing our legislature to accommodate these type of issues. I don't think by decriminalizing same-sex relationship was the cure that we needed. If there is a cure, that we then need to address everything. So amendment of our marriage act, amendment of our adoption of children act, and all of that. Just issues relating to family and marriage, yes, as well as other rights. Our legislature is not specific, if I may say, in terms of how discrimination in the workplace works and who are we saying we're discriminating by. They just have vague terms, and the legislature is not specific. Yes, it's not formulated in, yeah, it's not specific. Life changing in the sense that, like I said about awareness, sometimes you are only limited to certain information. So being a law student itself, I've learned a lot of things, and you learn that law really does merge into everything. So I'm more aware, I'm more sensitive to such issues. So it's been life changing in the sense that even people, those around me who are in the community, I know how to deal with them. Yes.